Nature is teleologically oriented by its most basic formative principles unto the achievement of eurythmia, of musicality. Musicality is something which we most commonly associate with sound, but in truth the morphological dynamics we find within music are in fact the most basic morphological dynamics of nature itself. Reality is self-compositional in the most literal sense. Music strives towards the achievement of depth, towards the achievement of unity from diversity, and thus the generation of experiential intensity. Within our cosmos, the greatest possibility of such deepening of feeling is represented by human consciousness, and the possibility of human theosis, through the powers of empathic resonance and self-sacrifice. The fundamental principle of being itself is musicality. As such, we should find that the principles of tonality and modality, consonance and dissonance, ascension and descension are universal principles of all formative powers which we might disclose through the various ontological layers of nature. When human beings experience music, we are not, contrary to popular belief, experiencing notes or frequencies. We rather experience tones, which are defined in relation to the musical morphologies within which the tones are contextualized. In order to experience music as music, in other words, we must necessarily be experiencing such an encompassing morphological pattern. As counterintuitive as this might seem, music is not sound, but rather music is that which we perceive through the sounds. The sounds are merely a vehicle intended to facilitate the experience of the musical orphenomen. If you've been following my channel for a bit, then you can probably see what I'm getting at here. The perception of musical form is, in fact, the very noetic insight which is being incorporated into the human ego through the emergence of the imaginal consciousness structure. Throughout the vast majority of human history, this faculty was one which operated in an almost entirely unconscious, bodily manner, but over the course of the past 500 years or so, this noetic faculty has been gradually becoming ever more integrated into the human sense of egoic self-agency. Looking at the history of Western music in particular, we can see that the gradual development of musical hyperdimensionality, which we see exemplified in jazz harmony, for example, has been a part of the very same process which resulted in Johann von Goethe's imaginal visions of the orphenomen of color. Musical forms consist of hyperdimensional objects because reality itself consists of such hyperdimensional objects. And our capacity to perceive such hyperdimensionality is our capacity to see through the sensory, physical world and into the underlying noetic contents of the world. Thanks for watching.